Going live now. This is one of the greatest days of my life. Mr. Don, the Donna, the Big Don, the Madonna Donna, he who is God's representative here on earth, has just got the goddamn communist freaking dictator of Venezuela. As you can see, I got a commando on my hands here. He's throwing punches. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's got the information. He's going to grill me because I don't know. He may be a commie himself. I don't know. He's how support. He's trying to cover his eyes now. I think they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Now he's going to grill me on the news. I think.
Is Nostrovini?
I'm Nostrovini. This is Mr. Midnight J. Let's call him Midnight J. Because every day is midnight to this man. He's a little uninvolved in the world. He loves his cartoons. Oh my God, he loves his cartoons. And I think the cartoons are real. He just had a thing where two chicks are fighting, and the rooster is the corner man. And I'm going like, it's a real thing. I'm going, well, roosters do the fighting, and the chicks don't do it. They're the girls. It just took me 20 minutes to figure out he's looking at goddamn cartoons from Looney Tunes 1942. That's why I think, he dabbles. I'm not saying he's a drug addict, but I'm implying it. I'm into character assassination.
Yes, he is.
And especially with people who don't have much character.
Sure.
Now, what do you want to ask me for? There's a big news. We just imposed the Donald Doctrine.
We're going to leave the best news for last.
The best news. We're going to start from the bottom and we're going to go up.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about something that's bothering you.
You know what's bothering me?
Something that you read in the news that is bothering you.
You know what I read in the news?
Yeah.
That they're protesting them kidnapping this dictator. And the communists are into it. Now, I'm going right to the top here because this is the biggest news in the world.
This is what
I want. I want to go into this because I'm in this. All the other news is not in the news.
Okay.
You know what they had, though? Okay. The Europeans, right? They don't have freedom of speech.
Right.
They have what they call hate speech. And you know what hate speech is?
What's that?
If you look at a chick and you go, you look good, that's hate speech.
Oh.
They widen the boundaries of it, and see what they do is that we're defending their freedoms there, right? But I don't got no freedoms. They're trying to take my freedom away.
Right.
You can't take my freedom away. I'm not armed except for my mouth. I got a smart mouth. But they try to intimidate you. It ain't gonna work because the tide has turned, my friends. The tide has turned.
Oh.
I don't think we should defend Europe.
Right now.
No, because they don't believe in having an armed population. They don't believe in the Second Amendment. And they don't believe in freedom of speech. You need to ask me a question.
No, they don't. There's two different
systems.
service systems.
And you know who's running the place?
Cool.
Satanists. Diabolic Satanists are running the whole place.
The Pope.
They say that he's in league with Satan.
The Pope's and everybody's in there.
Yes, the Pope. I like the Pope's costumes, but I don't like his policies. He's too liberal to me. He's saying we should take all the refugees in. You know what I'm saying? And he said we should be careful about invading and kidnapping Maduro, right? Well, what was he going to? How many refugees are we going to take in?
Right.
You can't take in so many.
No, you cannot.
You can't do it all at once.
No.
These people are from all over the world.
That's true.
And there's more, and everybody wants to come. For a country that they call it racist and fascistic, certainly a lot of people want to come here. I don't see people running to China. I don't see people going to Cuba, taking a boat over there to go to Cuba.
Why nobody want to go to Cuba?
Nobody wants to go to Cuba. They all have no food.
Why nobody want to go to Europe?
And then why would you want to go to Europe when you can't even ogle a girl? Now you say, no, Stravini, getting up there. Maybe your ogling days are over. Don't you tell me what I can ogle and what I can't ogle. What are you going to do, arrest me? A few years, I'll be 70 years old. What are you going to try to do? What are you trying to intimidate me? You can't intimidate me. I'm intimidatable.
Mm.
He could be intimidated. That's why he wears the glasses, and he's trying to get in good with the Europeans with the Paris costume. Yeah, look at this. I tell you, makes me so mad. If I had physical capabilities, I'd attack somebody. But I don't have the option. I can't. I can barely move my arm. This guy's even more formidable than I am in terms, and he's not that formidable. He challenges children to basketball games. He makes believe he's a giant. Because, they're at the third grade, the little kids. And he dumps on them. And I say, look, Dominicans can't jump because the Dominican, it's not the sport. Their sport is harassing people. That's what they do. Yes.
They don't go to sports?
They don't got they tried baseball and it didn't work out.
Oh, my God.
Soto, my God, the man who ruined he was supposed to be the champ. And Soto goes on the field and he destroys the team, he loses everything. Now everybody's hollering at him. Is Soto doing better now?
No.
He's not doing it better.
First of all, Soto was with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he was doing really good.
He's doing really good.
But then something happened, and they gave him a better deal in Mets, and that's when they crashed.
See, that's the thing. He betrayed his Yankee friends. It's bad karma. It's bad voodoo doo. So what happened is the Yankees went, look at this guy running away for the Mets. They get mad. They put a little voodoo curse.
Right.
That's why I would do. I put a little voodoo curse.
Bambino curse.
The Bambino, the curse of the Bambino. You know who the Bambino is? He's an Italian guy years ago.
Old baseball player.
And they traded him in, didn't
Ever
they?
since they lost. Ever since he left, they lost.
They lost because you're not supposed to do that for money. You're supposed to be loyal to your team. But no. Soto sold his soul for a bag of gold. It makes me so mad. And I don't even care about baseball. I'm a boxing man. I love my boxing. Oh, do I love my boxing? Mm-hmm. It's a 1-1 sport. It's when man is pitted against man. Oh, woman against woman. Or sometimes woman against man.
That's right.
Could go that far.
Two men versus one man.
Or two men fighting one woman. It gets very confusing. Or two women fighting one man.
Oh, knuckle.
Bare knuckle.
Is another one, but
they don't wear gloves, and it's bloody. It's so scary. And then they have these things where you just slap somebody. And they got MMA. You wrestle them down, you kick them in the head. And they got the slap. That's crazy.
Got the arm wrestling.
Arm wrestle. Oh, I used to arm wrestle when I had upper body strength. Oh, little Vinny can't arm wrestle no more. He's in a stupor. See, this is stupor. You know why this is? Because he doesn't sleep at the right time. He's supposed to take care of me. I hear in the distance. TV's loud, and even though the TV's loud, I can still hear him snoring. I go outside. He's passed out. And that's why I made my move. I tried to get to the cheese. Because I love my cheese. And you know what? What the hell's going on here? Is somebody over there?
Yeah, somebody's live.
Somebody's watching me?
Yes.
Hello? Are you a commie or are you a Trumpy?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the open mic.
Do you guys think Trump is doing the right thing with with Venezuela.
Of course, he's doing the right thing. Oh, they're asking our audience?
Yes.
Oh, you can ask the audience, but you know, a lot of this audience.
His opinion is right too.
Yeah, what's his opinion?
My opinion is, I think they did the right thing.
I think they did the right
The
thing.
president was not really equal to the people.
He wasn't. He was.
It was more of what you call it. He makes all the rules. If it doesn't go his way, you die.
And then you know what he was doing? He wasn't filling his bodyguards. That's why we just walked in there. Because you know what happened? I'll tell you what happened.
Right.
He had a personal bodyguard, right? Now you think you would take care of your personal bodyguard? He didn't do that. They were starving to death. They weren't able to get medicine for their children, and he wasn't to let them out of the country. So we bribed. We gave them each 10 million each, right? And then we said, look, we'll take your whole family into safety, and we'll get your kid medical treatment. Well, that was that.
That was it.
So when our guys came in, they walked in,
Right.
no casualties. That's what the Trumpy does.
Right.
And he said, well, what? He's a fascist. Well, what's so bad about that? If it's right-wing fascism, Darwinian fascism, I'm all for it. It's the left-wing fascism that don't work.
Yes, sir.
It don't work because people run away. You know, you could, you know, when you run, you walk with your feet.
Right.
That's the thing, because they can make their own rationales. It's a better way to be, but look at what's happening where everybody's running away. And those commies here, they don't run over to Cuba, do they? No, you don't see that. Yeah, and they're all privileged kids. They're all rich.
Right.
That's right. You got rich commies, Bolshevik billionaires. AOC, she's got millions of bucks. Eat the rich, then somebody should eat her.
That is so true.
You're trying to tell me this complicated way that the commies are okay. No, and I understand. Everybody wants to be taken care of.
That's true.
You did when you came out of the womb. You had your food, you had your shelter, and in the first years, your mommy and daddy took care of you, hopefully, right?
Yep.
So you want that. Now the Republicans say, well, you're on your own. What the hell? You say, well, what the hell?
Right.
And even if you have good behavior, they don't reward the good behavior. I heard this guy. What was his name? I forget. The Jewish guy. He's saying, well, what right do you have to live in New York City?
Well, what right do we have?
You have the right that you. I'll tell you why people have the right who don't have a big income in New York City, because they stabilize the world. See, capitalism bases itself on people being kind of nice, being fair.
Yeah.
If everybody's out for themselves, it don't work no more. Because everybody will be, well, I got to make a big profit. So the landlord makes a big profit. Everybody makes a big profit. And you don't have stability. You don't have families.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. You look at this guy. You know what he has?
So where's where?
He has a family, and he has to, if he has to worry about moving his whole family somewhere else, the kids have to see a new world. He don't know where he's going, and he has to move on like a gypsy. You want to live like a gypsy? Gypsy don't like to live like gypsies.
All right, guys. So we have a couple of questions from one of the followers.
Well, okay.
We want to thank him. His name is Riley T. Great 101, guys.
Okay. What's the
I want to
question?
give him an applause for watching this video.
Okay, applause.
One of the questions he asked was, who would win in our wrestling?
With who? Who's wrestling?
Me and you.
He would win. I got no upper body strength no more. I used to. And I used to primarily wrest girls because I got a little thrill out of it.
I think he would win because he's like 36 and not 60.
I'm 67, my friend. And let me tell you,
he looks 36, but he's 67.
I'm 67.
So there's a chance he could beat me.
Well, I could beat him in the looks department because, he's attractive for his genre, of Dominicans.
Right.
But they're not the most handsome people in the world.
That's correct.
They're little people. They live with the Haitians. They're zombies. You know what they have as a legend?
What they have?
that the zombie Dominicans come and visit Haiti,
Mm.
and they prey on the Haitians, and they become lawyers.
Wow.
That's why they eat their bloodsuckers
That's true.
like vampires, only not as attractive.
That's good. All right. We have another question. He said Venezuela are happy. So he's saying that because of what Trump is doing, they're happy because of the president is not running the country the right way. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, they're happy because look, at first the guy before this guy who's here now, right?
Right.
I forget his name. I forget his name. Anyway, he was taken from the rich,
Right.
and then he ran out of the rich. The rich ran out of the country. He seized everything, right?
Correct.
And then he's taken from the middle class.
Right.
Then the middle class are running out of the country, right?
Right.
And then he's taken from the working class and the poor.
Right.
Well, who you got left? And you say, well, we distribute the wealth. It's basically communism is thievery. It's the collective taking away from the individual. It's supposed to be that you have a stable society and you have all kinds of classes of people.
Right.
You don't make somebody a villain. And the thing is, when the commies are like a disease, they only infect a body that has a problem.
Right.
They don't affect a healthy body. Now, and that's why they came in and they're taking over New York.
Right.
Because you want to live in New York, you have to be transient. You can't have a family. You can't. Oh, okay, I'm going to live in New York for a while. Make my whatever I want to do, be an artist or be a entrepreneur, but I can't raise a kid here.
Mm.
And I can't raise a kid because the commies are letting all the criminals out. They keep on saying, and they play with the statistics. They got people with machetes,
Right.
and they get impulses. They look at somebody. You don't think I got impulses? You don't think I want to take a machete? Well, I wouldn't take a machete to anybody because I'd cut myself,
That's true.
and I'd be in my wheelchair trying to hit them with my machete, but that wouldn't work. No. But everybody has impulses that they want to kill somebody. They just don't talk about it, and they don't act on the impulses. You got people who have impulses, they hurt people. And not only are you doing it once or twice, they're doing it 87 times, and they're getting away from it because you're not prosecuting them because they're mentally ill.
That's true.
And then you know what they're not?
What?
They're homicidal maniacs. They're criminally insane.
Right.
You know, most people who are a little schizophrenic right there, right,
Right.
are harmless.
Yeah.
They think Martians are coming, Bigfoot is real. They think all kinds of things.
Mm.
But they're mostly mouth. Not these guys. These guys, you're sitting in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's a voice in his head says, cut her up. And he takes his machete, which he happens to have, and he cuts her head off.
Right.
That's not good.
Not good. Nope.
Don't you think I want to cut his head off?
All the time.
All the time.
Every
Every
night.
time he
Every
ignores me. Every night. And and I could get away with it because he's a deep sleeper. Although he kind of hears me for some reason.
All right. So, Riley, today we got a special guest today.
Okay.
Riley, take grade 1. Say you're very well spoken.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
And he also wrote a question. He said, "Well, what rules would you have if you was on top?"
If I was the king of the world?
No, I said if you was
On top of a woman?
top.
What on top of what? You define on
Like
top
I
of?
said, if you was the president or
Ah.
you was the one making the rules. He's
I,
asking, what rule would you make if you was on top?
you know what I would do? I would do a little bit of different than Trumpy.
Why?
But because I like the man, I like what he's doing and all that stuff. But I think that you have to stabilize society. You can't have all these big cities, right?
Right.
Where people can't settle down with their kids. And you go, well, if they are real competitive and all that, some people are not smart. You know, we have a concept. All men are created equal.
That's correct.
But it's not true. Some people have strengths. Like I have verbal strengths at times, but I'm dyslexic, so it's not no good with the machines. He could never make a night watchman because he sleeps. He wouldn't make a good guard, but he's great at electronics. See, he can put things together. So you have to have an integrated society.
So he's the brains.
I'm the brains.
I'm just the tech guy.
He's the tech guy. But without the tech guy, the brains can't communicate.
Yeah, without the brains, without the tech guy, without the brains, there's
He'll
no
be
one can
watching
fix
his
it.
cartoons.
See, the brains need the tech, and the tech
You
needs
need
the
the
brain.
brains. They
So,
work together.
Exactly.
Now the thing is, what I'm saying is this: I wouldn't be this bold. Like you know what? Like when what Trumpy did that I disapproved of. Okay, uh, Carl Reiner, right?
Yeah, who's that?
That's he's with All in the Family. He was a commie, anti-fascist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kept on calling Trump a fascist, right?
Yeah.
Well, and they tried to ruin Trump. They tried to put him in jail. They did everything they could. They were going after him on false pretenses.
All right.
So when he was killed by his lunatic son,
Mm-hmm.
Trump acted upon. He said stuff that was like, well, his son went so crazy because he couldn't stand his father mouthing off about politics.
Mm.
That's not nice. He should have said, look, we're all in the same boat. We have kids, and how we try to help them. They take drugs, they change the character, and they can turn on you.
Right.
And that could bring people together. That's what I would have said. Even if I hated the guy and the guy that tried to ruin my life, I would do that. But Trumpy just says what's going on in his mind. Now, be honest. You know what goes on in your mind at times.
Right.
Where you want to kill somebody, where you feel a grudge, maybe ex-girlfriend or your kid's ungrateful and stuff like that. But you don't say it, but Trumpy does.
That's what you want.
He does what he wants. He's no Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan would be different.
That's true.
Different thing, but these are different times. People do verbal traps where they say, well, 2 and 2 works, But the thing is, you don't judge people by what they say. You judge people by what they do.
Correct. That's right.
If you judge people by what they say, they could hang anybody.
That's true.
Or what they think. They say, well, he thought this, and this means that. No. You can want to punch somebody in the mouth because they disagree with you,
That's true.
but you don't do it. And if you have to do it, my friend, let me explain something to you. That means you don't believe that you're going to win and you're a loser. You don't believe you. It's like when Charlie Kirk was murdered, right? Because he was basically saying, we get married, don't be a homosexual and all this stuff, right? They killed him, shot him dead. If they can't take it verbally, that means the whole concept is false. See, I don't believe in it. I could get an argument with you, and then I could get an argument and say, I hate you.
Right.
Do I act upon it?
No.
Do I hate you beyond like 15 minutes? And then I'm
No.
like, oh, I love this guy. I love the way he runs around with glasses on and listens to cartoons.
That's what Righty, our famous guest,
Yeah.
he said, freedom of speech is a powerful thing. So I agree with Righty on this.
Always a powerful thing. And it's a gamble.
That is a gamble.
See, I'll tell you what, most countries, right,
Yes.
do not have freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
They have it under certain circumstances. Here, you could say anything you want at times. Now, what they did with the Clinton, I hate her. And they brought in hate speech,
Right.
and it undermined the whole concept of freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Because how did you find hate speech? If I say I hate guys with glasses on when it's dark out, right? Well, then I'm hating a bunch of I hate them. And you broaden it out.
Just bring it out there.
But let me tell you, how many times have I taken his glasses and ripped him off his eyes?
Right.
None. Because it's a verbal. See, and you say, well, how about the Second Amendment? You want to have a gun, shoot party. I don't have a gun. I don't know how to shoot a gun. It's too loud.
Mm.
I'd have bad aim. By the time I got my gun out to shoot somebody, I'd be dead 10 times over.
Yep.
Plus, you know, in that,
And he doesn't even know how to put the bullets.
I don't know how to
or
put
the
the bullets in.
triggers,
No. But I don't mind him having a gun,
Well,
even though he's, you know, whoa.
By the time he figure all that out, he's in heaven 3 times.
I'm saying, yeah.
You know, you give me a gun, I'm.
Oh, he'd be shooting. It'll be oh my God! It would never end.
Yeah, it'd be like a RoboCop and all these fancy action movies you see.
He watches a lot of
007.
John Wick movies. And I'm telling him, I'm saying, look, you're not John Wick. You don't have the reflexes. You're going to kill half the pedestrians on the street.
Even Righty agree with this. Righty said, you can't use tech. How are you gonna use a gun?
That's true.
That's
You
true.
got to get the gun and you got to go shoot somebody. And then the guy you're going to try to shoot. Who would that?
I'm gonna tell you why it's a tech. A gun is considered a tech.
Why?
Because a gun, you purchase a gun, it doesn't come all together.
Right.
They come apart.
They come apart.
So you gotta learn how to put it together, put them apart, and put them together.
Yeah.
This is what the tech kind of come in.
Yeah.
A tech guy knows how to put the whole gun together.
Yeah.
Because if something happened, I know how to fix it.
He knows how to
That's
fix
why
it.
I'm the tech guy.
That's why he's a tech guy.
See, that's why I'm good with guns.
He would be great with guns, but you can't trust him with a gun because say he's in a subway. He's got his family with him, right?
Yeah.
And some lunatic comes over. I'm gonna kill your family. I'm gonna kill you. I got a machete.
Right.
That guy's dead.
That's it.
And you know what he would be shot for? They would get him for vigilantism. Well, you could have reasoned with the guy. The guy was a maniac.
It's gonna be in the news.
It's gonna be in the news.
A guy with a hat, black sunglasses at night, with a hoodie.
What is he with? Then they would persecute him because he really is not a junkie. He's just weird. He likes to not wear glasses at night because he's always sleepy. He's got sleep apnea.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to go like this. Because then they think he's an outright junkie. He's a heroin addict.
That's true.
But he just needs to go with the sleep apnea. I tell him he has to do it, but he doesn't do it. You know he doesn't. And see, with me, I see those pictures back there.
Yeah.
That's me years ago.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on another question.
Well, okay.
All right. You're into sports, right?
I love boxing and violent sports, but not the general sports.
All right. So there's a fight coming out this week, right? Is there anything that catches your attention in this boxing scene that's coming up this Friday?
Oh, yes. What they're going to do, and I believe... Well, anyway, they have these European fights going on.
Right.
And they're having Kubulgu fighting Kubulgu. I can't pronounce the names. They're Eastern Europeans.
Yeah, that starts with a blue.
And then they say, well, you should learn their language and the proper pronunciation. What? You learn my language and you make you know what we did on Ellis Island? When we went over there.
You went to Ellis Island?
Well, I did. My ancestors. They went, and what they would do is they would come out with some Italian name or some Eastern European name, and then they abbreviate it and said, look, we can't, my name is Johnson. We're going to call you Johnson now. Vincent Johnson. That's what they did. They don't do that no more. We got people from 12,000 different countries. We're supposed to get the pronunciation of each one?
Right.
What the hell? Let me tell you something. I lost my train of thought. I went off the rails. What happened here?
Oh, but
where are we?
You want me to catch you back up?
Catch me what was I talking about?
So you're into sports, boxing.
I love sport.
So is there anything that catches your eyes?
Oh, for
Friday upcoming fight?
There's a Puerto Rican going to fight an Englishman.
Okay.
And that's going to happen.
Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
An Englishman.
No. Yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Matisse.
Puerto Rican from Matisse.
Yeah,
his name is Matisse.
His name is Matisse.
And he's going to fight an Englishman from Europe.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're both sluggers.
Oh, okay.
And Matisse is what you call a pressure fighter. He stays on top of you. He's like, and he comes and he comes and he comes, but he's also slick.
Right.
He wears you out. Now the Englishman, what is this? He's a big puncher, but he needs room to punch.
Mm.
See, so Matisse could get on top of him and knock him out. So I put Matisse as the favorite, but the Englishman can punch.
Mm.
See, this is what you when you go into your racism.
He's a heavy hitter.
He's a heavy hitter.
Okay.
See, people say, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is. I'll give you a little history lesson with boxing. It used to be that they wouldn't let black fighters fight white fighters.
That was back then.
They would about 1900
Okay.
and before,
All right.
because they defined what the races are mixed up. So you didn't have. So you never had Jack Johnson fight Jim Jeffries in their prime. It was Jim Jeffries past his prime when Jack Johnson beat this little Canadian guy.
Right.
But the thing is, back then they weren't as good as they were now, because what you could do, if somebody came at you, right,
Mm-hmm.
you grab them
Mm.
and you do an uppercut,
Gotcha.
and if you were fast, you grabbed them before they grabbed you.
Mm.
It was more hug fest than a fight.
Right.
You couldn't fight that way. You would be disqualified.
There was more rules back then.
But same thing with MMA. When MMA, I'm old enough to remember when MMA first came out.
Right.
The judo guys would get somebody on the ground. For hours, they'd be wrestling on the ground. It was almost like ground sex.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that no more.
No, you can't do it anymore.
You say, get off the ground, you fight, you bums.
Right.
Anything else?
Okay. So, actually, Righty, I should agree with you in every way.
Mm.
That's why I want to give Righty I want to give Righty thank you for watching our show and for giving the people what they want to hear. So he asks, do you see Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight?
Yes, I do.
In your opinion?
My opinion is this. Jake, because some people are saying Jake, because he ran, was a coward.
Yeah, he fell a couple of times on the floor.
And he fell down a couple of times.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Jake Paul is a natural cruiserweight, not even a cruiserweight, he's a middleweight. He put on a little steroid situation, maybe.
Yeah.
And he was 219 pounds, right? 5'11", right? He's fighting a guy 6'6", 250, who's been fighting all his life with a big punch.
Right.
So he ran. I would run, and then he tried to get a little punch in, but he was brave. But the thing is, they're saying, well, he wasn't a warrior. He didn't try to really win. He tried to survive and maybe got lucky with a big punch. And you say, well, he's a jerk, because most of his fights are sort of, if they're not fixed, he's getting old timers. He's getting people out of the old folks' homes. If you get your ARP card, you think you get a challenge from Jake Paul.
Right.
And he's taking guys who are past it. And maybe a little payoff. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at it karmically. He's helped female boxing, and he's opened up gyms all over the world, hundreds of them.
Right.
With his millions that he's made from this exploitative thing.
He's more a bigger promoter than a fighter.
Right, and he knows how to promote.
Yes.
He does a lot of
You
good.
give him credit for facing Joshua on a real fight.
See, Dave?
Because Joshua's admitted that
See,
he wanted to agree to something, but he's like,
he
no.
said, no, I'm going to be real. I'm going to hit this guy.
We gotta stand up man to man. And he didn't back up. He just...
And Joshua, but the thing is, he does more good than harm. But look, the thing is with fighters, they're like, they have this code that's not in MMA. See, if you got an MMA fight with somebody, if they choke you, or they're going to break your arm, you get to give up.
Yeah,
You get to give up, and there's no dishonor.
that's correct.
Now, in boxing, they don't do that.
Nope.
I can have an eye coming out of here, right?
Right.
They're betting on the referee
To call it.
or the corner.
Right.
What the hell's going? And if you don't do that, then you're a quitter.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Because most people who are going to become
That's
boxers
gonna be too dangerous for
too
them,
dangerous.
for their health.
They're talking about the eye here, a sight and all that stuff.
All right.
It's a crazy thing.
So I asked Riley, well, one of our hosts, because now it's News Vinny, Jay, and Riley show.
Oh yeah, I
'Cause
don't know what you look like, Riley, but I like you in Irish. I'm
you're
one
a
fifth
cool
Irish.
person. I like you, Riley. We asked Mr. Riley, what sport do you like? Riley respond, I watch WWE. His brother is Logan Paul, and he is talented. Wrestling. His brother
Ah,
Logan Paul.
see, I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid.
Right.
Bruno Sammartino. I'm old enough to remember Bruno Sammartino, Jay Strongbow, Ivan Putski,
Right.
and Andre the Giant.
Oh yes.
This goes way back.
Yes, I remember that.
But then,
China, remember China?
Oh yeah, I mean, that was I remember China.
Right.
Now, the thing is, wrestling is great, but it's theatrical, and they're not trying to really kill each other.
Wrestling is not for everybody, but
It's
for
not for
some
everybody.
people,
And
it's good. I'm not gonna say everybody got their own opinion in sports.
and when I was a kid, when I got disillusioned because I thought it was real.
Oh,
I was a kid.
you fall into that, huh?
So what I remember, there was what was this? It was one of the fighters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ivan Putski was fighting uh, Jay Strongbow or somebody of that nature.
Right.
And they were fighting, and then they had one guy punch the other guy, and he was 3 feet away from the guy. He didn't hit him.
Mm.
I said, "This is not real.
Mm.
This is not real."
Right.
But in the same breath, and I wanted real because I was getting into Muhammad Ali.
You was enjoying it.
I enjoyed when I was a kid. I enjoyed it, and probably I regret not enjoying it because they've gotten much more theatrical.
At the time that you liked wrestling, do you have a do you have a, a do you have a favorite at the time
I had Bruno Sammartino
in wrestling?
in wrestling.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was like 8 years old. And I remember I bought the wrestling magazines, and back then they had what they call blood capsules, right? So it was all bloody. It scared me. I said, "Oh my God, they're really bleed," because they didn't bleed on TV. You see a little bit, but not that much.
Right.
Now, dang it, I regret that I got this interest in wrestling because they got more and more theatrical,
Right.
and in fact, the guy who he owns the wrestling franchise. What's his name? What's his name? He's like he's supposed to be a villain,
Oh, okay.
and he had a wife, and they were into wrestling and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. But I
Do you
don't
know
think
his name?
I forgot his name, but I don't think
But you know what
I don't
happened to
think he
him?
was the owner at that time. I think he was a
His
fighter.
father was,
His father was, yeah.
and he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And then he did all the wrestling, and he did all the steroids, I believe, because too many wrestlers use the steroids and they get sick.
Right.
So but they entertain us and they do things and see what happens is this. I felt when I found out that the wrestling was not real, but it is real because they put themselves in real danger.
Yeah.
It was like when I found
They
out
put
there
their
was
body at risk.
no Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And I believed in Santa Claus right up to the end.
Yeah.
Then I thought of physics. How the hell is this guy coming to everybody's house? I have no chimney. And then you tell your parents, and they say, well, he comes through the window.
All right.
How many windows can he do? Then they say, well, it's magic.
Mm.
When you say magic, of course he could do it.
Yeah, you could do it.
Because he's magic.
Right.
For wrestling, there's no magic.
Right.
But they do it so good. And right now, wrestling and boxing in all these countries, they use the same theatrical thing.
Right.
And it can be very interesting. But I always liked Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Because he used to go, I'm going to get you. And then he would get real, real.
Yeah, he would give people a show.
But it was a show.
He would show you.
He didn't do that stupid stuff.
Like
But-
Tyson said when he was fighting, he didn't hate the guy. It
No.
was just a show he was doing to give more people to view it and bring money in.
Right. See, Tyson had a problem. Tyson's bipolar. That means that his moods change.
No, bipolar was after.
No, it was during
He
too.
wasn't
You,
bipolar at first.
no.
He was just giving people a show.
Let me educate you for something.
Right.
Tyson had a very bad childhood, and also, on top of it, he was bipolar. But when you're little, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, but he was no little. He used to punch. You will grow collecting her welfare check. Tyson at 13 and 12 years old. He punched the old lady in the mouth and took her check. Well, then he was taken under the care of Gus D'Amato.
Right.
Gus D'Amato saw the kid. He said, "This guy could be my Sonny Liston." And he trained him, and they disciplined him, and they were, but they were mostly white guys, right?
Right.
And the thing is, Tyson still had an affinity for his own people. And people took advantage of that because Don King said, "Hey, we're all alike. We're away from those white people." But Don King used to steal money from people. And then he gets with Robin Givens. And she wants him for his money too. At the same time, his judgment is all screwed up. Because he's bipolar and he's doing a little dabble in this and that he shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Now, some people, and he was too much because he could have been the greatest heavyweight in history, but he's not. Because he dissipated.
Right.
And even he will admit that. And he had also he was short. He was 5'10", 5'11". So he would always have trouble with tall guys. Especially tall guys who grab him.
Right.
See, Rocky Marciano, if you grab Marciano, he keeps on punching you, he hits you in the head with his head, and he doesn't make an agreement. So a lot of times, like with Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker, a few other guys, they grabbed him, and he would go along with it instead of trying to make it very unpleasant for you to grab him.
That's correct.
And when in the twilight of his career, he's fighting Lennox Lewis, and Lennox Lewis at that time would grab him, wrestle him down, and then punch him with punches, but it was a shell of himself.
That's true.
And he could have been the greatest. And now he's a nice guy. He takes a lot of pot, too much pot. And, when he fought Jake Paul, people say it was a phony, that it was a fixed fight. Now, I don't believe that. I think because Tyson's 60 years old.
No, it's
You think it's a fixed fight?
It was, it was an agreement they had, and then Jake Paul got. Remember, he was like, "Oh, I beat Tyson," and told Joshua and everything. He got like saying, "Oh, I'm the big guy. I beat him," and then Tyson was like, "That's not true."
No. Tyson said he was in agreement.
Sure, that was an agreement.
But
he got
he
paid.
can't do that.
And he got paid so much money for the thing.
You don't want me to educate you why you can't do that?
Right.
Because people gambled that Tyson could knock him out. So that's what you call a fixed fight. Now, if they said it's just an exhibition, we're really not going to hurt each other, nobody's going to bet on it.
That's different, yeah.
So you can't do that.
Right.
So he was a little shady. If that's what happened.
You couldn't bet it anyways because it was an exhibition.
If it was, but people were betting on it because they had it as a regular fight.
Yeah, there was no bets; it was a prediction.
Oh yeah, is that
so
true?
When you put money on it, you predicted that he would lose on the fifth round like that, but it was no. You couldn't really.
You couldn't really bet. See, he knows about these things. I live in a sheltered life.
So Roddy really liked Logan Paul. You got to tell him about Logan. He says really good.
Well, Logan Paul.
It's theoretical. The wrestling is very, very like a theater.
Yeah.
But you need a lot of very athletic to pull it off, because if you don't have to, like, so you can't just go in there and do it, right?
No, I heard myself.
It got to be someone very athletic. But he's saying he's a very big fan of Logan Paul. So, do you have anything to say about Logan Paul?
I think that you know what I like about Logan Paul and his brother, right?
Yeah.
I want to get along with you, Riley.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, these were little kids that used to go do with skateboarding and crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Logan Paul is athletic. He's an athletic kid.
You know, Logan Paul was a streamer.
A streamer? What's that?
You know Jake Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Oh,
a,
yeah.
he's a streamer.
And then they were streaming, and they've been
They
doing
was
it
both
some more.
streaming for until they turned into adults,
Right. And when they became adults,
and then they picked a career.
they picked a career.
So he want to find out about Logan Paul. You gotta
Yeah.
tell him about Logan Paul.
Well, I can only say much because I wasn't following the kid that much, Logan Paul, because I haven't followed wrestling. I get a peripheral thing. I know he wrestles, and I know he's good in terms of wrestling.
He also got a podcast, so
He got podcasts, but I haven't seen him. You know, I remember this is interesting with Logan Paul and his brother, right?
yeah.
I had a friend here who was moving in here, right? Two black guys there, and they knew who Logan Paul was.
Mm.
And usually black guys pay attention to their own as much. They don't know some white guy who's, but you know what happened with Logan Paul and his
Right,
brother?
Logan Paul.
With the wrestlers? They became the everyman.
Mm.
See, every man thinks he can fight.
Right.
And now he could get in the ring with these guys. Like this guy. He thinks, well, no, this guy, I'm looking at the ring direction. He thinks he can play basketball.
Right.
He can't. He's 5'5" at best. Maybe 5'8". I'm giving him something here.
Right.
But you can't be a big basketball player unless you're 6 foot or more, at least.
Okay.
And it helps to be black.
Right.
And you say, well, that's so racist. They just train better. No.
But there's some
White people train in basketball
there's,
too.
There's some short people in basketball.
They got some.
But it was very rare. It's one or
Very
two. Yeah.
It's a handicap because it's sort of self-fulfilling philosophy. You want to be a basketball player. You're fast. You can put the baskets in, right? But then people look at you and say, "Look, midget, do something else. Become a jockey.
Right.
Do something a sport that you can do."
Mm-hmm.
And it discourages you.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I discourage him all the time.
Logan Paul. He's right, right? He's right. He says, right? Logan Paul is really good. But at first, he didn't know what he was getting into, right? And he got injured. But it kept him out of the fight for like almost 6 months.
Wow.
Because of the fall, the way he fell.
Right.
So he couldn't fight no more in the wrestling. And then, guess what happened after he fell?
What happened?
He came back in the wrestling 10 times better than when
Right.
he first came in.
See, that's determination.
That's determination. That's what I'm talking about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And see, that's why everybody either hate the Logan brothers or the Paul brothers, whatever, or you love them
Right. That's true.
because there's no in between. It seems.
There's not.
And the thing is, they've changed boxing.
Mm.
You know what happened in boxing when Logan Paul fought the Joshua? Joshua, they both got paid $100 million each. And then an audience that never saw them before, never saw them Joshua, was like, this guy is handsome.
He's strong and
The
handsome.
women were going, even though the man's married and all that, see, people still, he was Adonis, because people, they screw around with married people all the time. But the women were horny. I said it's risque. They were horny for the man that had just broken the jaw of Logan Paul. Now, thing was that it didn't work out because the big tragedy that happened to Joshua.
Sure.
And now he has and the thing is, it was sort of funny because Joshua was going to have a new reborning, and now he may not even fight anymore because he's associated his this going to Africa and the boxing, and because it was his personal trainer.
So he's saying that the accident he had might affect his next match.
Right, because it happened because
It happened too fast.
and it happened with his personal trainer.
Yeah.
It happened with his nutritionist, and these were childhood friends.
Right.
And it was a fluke because he didn't get injured that much. Well, maybe he was scratched here and there, right?
Yeah, but
And
everybody else got injured.
yeah, except for the driver who was responsible for the reckless driving, who didn't have a license.
Right.
So you got to watch out for the third world
Watch the third world, guys.
because they don't have to track. See, that's why, right? They had these Haitians and people from Africa, or the third world, or whatever, South America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were coming into the United States, and they was claiming that they were eating cats.
Mm.
Now, they probably weren't eating cats, but they did have reckless driving where they're running over Americans
Oh.
because they were on the wrong side of the street. They used to, and you deny me that that's not true. You ever go into New York City and you see the little guys on bikes?
Yeah.
And they're gonna run you down
Right.
because they're used to they have to go by a certain time to get to your house and all this stuff, and they're all crazy. You go in other countries, they don't have the traffic rules like they have here.
Mm.
So it takes them a while to go, hey,
Until
I
they
got
get it.
slowed down.
Right.
But when you let 10 billion in the house, that's not going to happen.
Right.
It's crazy because you got what you call. You know, I want to hear a story about black people.
Hold on 1 second. Before you go to that story, he's Riley. Riley says, "Have you seen the original UFC? That UFC that is a real fight.
The UFC,
UFC.
Oh yeah, I
Have you
saw the
seen?
first ones. The UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Right. What's the name? Do you know the full name of UFC?
It
You
was
heard
called
about it?
it was called the Ultimate Fighting Ultimate. They had a whole bunch
Ultimate
of
Fighting.
Ultimate. It was Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yeah, that's it.
No holds barred.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
And what they used to do is they didn't have any weight classes.
That says that's real. You know.
Oh no, it was real. It was too real.
It still is too.
But see, the problem there was.
What's the problem with the UFC?
I'll tell you. But because of the physics, because you would have a guy who's 250 pounds fighting a guy who's 200 pounds or less.
Yeah, but you're fighting for your skill set.
Yeah, but the thing is, what would happen is sometimes the little guy would win.
Yeah,
But you know what it is?
he
Okay,
got skills.
that he's got skills, but the thing is, the other guy has skills too, and physically, right?
Yeah,
It takes a lot out of a smaller man
that's true.
to beat a big man. So even if they won the fight, right?
Yeah.
They were so worn out, and they would have karate guys against judo guys, with guys who were street fighters, boxing, sumo wrestlers.
street fighting.
I got the tapes. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But they would get like if you got the guy on the ground, right, and you could elbow him in the head. So you got some guy going like this.
Yeah.
Now they had no fatalities at that time, but God, it was amazing that they didn't.
Right.
So later they put weight classes.
Yeah, but they had it by different
They-
category.
they-
Like Riley said, in the original, they had sumos fighting and kickboxing. They mixed the fights. They like one can mix it
Oh yeah, they
in
used
a
to.
way. So it was like he had more like a bigger advantage when you had something like that.
Oh yeah, well they used to have they. I remember I still have the tape.
Yeah.
They had the guy, the sumo wrestler. And he's big. He's big like me, only he's muscle, hard fat. You know,
Yeah.
and he was big. And he fought this guy who was a karate expert that was a third of his size. Well, the karate guy went, bow, knocked him out right off the bat.
Right.
Sumo wrestler, they had they would have a kickboxer against a judo guy. Now the judo guys had an advantage. They had what is his name? The curtsies. He won the whole tournament. But he used to grip people when they tried to do karate and moves and stuff like that. Now, oh my God, my brain doesn't work. You know who I'm talking about. It was a judo guy. He weighed 175 pounds.
Right.
But he was beating guys who were bigger, who were martial artists.
What was his skill set?
His skill was judo.
Judo. Oh, okay.
Gracie. That was his name,
okay.
Gracie.
Gracie.
Now, Gracie couldn't be successful now because you couldn't go somebody on the ground and just tackle them and wrestle them to the ground until you wore them out.
Right.
So the nature of and it's good. I mean, the old way was good in a lot of ways, but because it was Wild West. Now nowadays, if a guy outweighs somebody by 10 pounds, they make a big deal
Mm.
because, like, see you, he's a medium sized guy. Now, if he fought a guy who was 250 pounds, same skill set, and he'd get worn down because the guy has heavier bones.
Yeah, heavier bones in you, right?
Yeah, and you can't. And it's like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a great martial
So
artist.
if you put Bruce Lee in a sumo wrestler, because of the skill set, there's a chance that Bruce Lee may get tired, but he will take him down.
See, Bruce Lee would have been able to fight the sumo guy, but also you have to have certain rules. Bruce Lee, if he's in a street fight, would hit the guy in the kneecaps
Right.
and maybe poke the guy's outside real fast, right? But if Bruce Lee was fighting a judo guy, right,
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Lee could get wrestled down.
He said Royce Grace.
Royce Gracie, that's what his name.
There's no writing.
Yeah, that's Riley, and he was and
Royce Gracie, he knows about it. He knows
yeah. And if you ever see Royce Gracie, he dominated for a while. Then finally, he was fighting guys who had skill sets similar to him, but were more powerful. Or even if he won, he got worn down.
Mm.
See, if you fight a guy who outweighs you and has heavier bones and it's very difficult
Right.
because it's like that's what happened to Jake Paul.
Right.
He's fighting a guy who outweighs him by 250.
About 250 is almost 7 feet tall.
He's a giant
And built.
and skilled.
And Jake Paul's not even that built.
It's all artificial.
He's just more lean.
He's a lean guy.
He's just lean.
He's-
Just big.
I mean, he made himself big with the weights and all that
He's
stuff.
just big. That's all he is. He didn't really work on his.
And you know, and the thing is, like if when Chris Shields kept on challenging Jake Paul before he got bigger and with the punching power, and he's thinking maybe she could win because she has skills and she'll keep away from him and he'll get exhausted and she'll make him look like a fool.
I wonder why Jake Paul don't put Carissa Shield in one of his promotions.
Because Carissa Shields has a big ego.
She got a big ego.
She got a big ego.
Why did she say she got a big ego? She's one of the best.
She is the best, but she well, you know what she does?
What she does?
She acts like you insult her when you challenge her to something with disrespect. And she's very thin-skinned. Because she was claiming Layla Ali insulted her.
Right.
Now, Layla Ali is 48 years old.
Right.
I met Layla Ali when she was young.
Right.
I was writing for women's boxing. Anyway, Layla said I could still beat her, or I could have beat her when I was in my prime and all that stuff.
Right.
And the thing is, and it was even, she acted like Layla had disrespected her. Bullshit.
Well, she was
You-
just had an entrance.
She was just,
She was there for the entrance.
she was there.
She knew that if she picked any one of the fighters, it was not going to be a big payout.
They
Right.
were going to spend, they were going to pay,
How much did it pay out?
they said
Lady, how much it was going to pay?
$15 million.
That's a big payout.
That's
That's
a
what
big
she
payout.
wanted.
But the problem is this.
What?
Layla has used her skill set, right, and her
Mhm.
reputation as a great fighter to have all kinds of work,
Right.
in which accumulatively she makes that $15 million. She has things about cooking. She has Layla Ali. She's still beautiful. So maybe Layla makes $15 million, right?
Right.
Loses to Shields because Shields is younger.
Right.
And then she loses her prestige that she's making $30 million over a longer period of time.
Plus whatever interest.
Right.
Some promotion.
Right. Now, the
Plus,
thing.
that's a big payout. So
It's-
this you think because she just won the payout. That's what you're saying. That's why Jake Paul don't put her in one of her promotions.
Well, because the thing is,
She wants more money.
she's a loose cannon.
Mm.
She's a loose cannon. Because you know what she did? Okay, this is. And she hangs around with the wrong type of people.
Right.
They had a thing where they had an altercation at one of her the weigh-in.
Right.
Now, in that altercation, she got, and being real is being an asshole because excuse my language, but what happened was some old guy got hurt by one of her people who was in his 20s.
Right.
Because Ali, that was all theatrics.
Right.
These guys don't know the borderline between theatrics and real thing. It's like, oh, I'm real, so I'm going to really hurt you with the way, or my people are really dangerous.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be a role model. She had a thing where this guy was supposed to have Florida, this Russian guy, and she said, I'm going to stab him. I'll stab him outside. You can't do that. You represent young people. You're supposed to
He
say,
was watching.
and young people go, in order to be a tough guy, I got to stab people. No, 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 no. But the thing is, with Clarissa Shields, she is great, but she's not the greatest because it's the pound per pound thing. If a fighter is 135 pounds, right?
Mhm.
And Clarissa Shields is 160 pounds, the lightest. He said, well, Carissa's a better fighter. Then you can't prove it because the women tend to be better fighters at a lighter weight.
Right.
Because they don't get big.
That's true.
You know, you see a woman 175 pounds, you see, and that's rare in the boxing. Maybe in the future, not so much. But the thing is with Carissa Shields, and she had this what's her name? Burger, this middleweight, right?
Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman, muscular, super. And Carissa was saying that she's racist because she's lighter skin and she's taking advantage of it.
Wow.
And Carissa's darker skin.
Mm.
This is bullshit.
Bullshit.
Because and this woman doesn't look white. She's black. She's a little lighter skin. You know what I mean? And it's just that she's paranoid, and
Right.
she bullshits a lot. She's been challenging this fighter, right?
For the
Keith
longest.
Keith Thurman.
I think she was challenging for the longest.
And she said, I want to fight Keith Thurman. I
She
outweigh
couldn't.
him and all this bullshit.
She couldn't get him.
She couldn't get him. And also, a lot of times, what they're doing is just getting publicity. Keith hadn't fought in a while. And then they would do a whole publicity thing where she challenged him and he turned her down. And all
I
this.
haven't heard of Carissa Shields ever since that, trying to get a hold of Layla Ali.
Yeah, and now she's going to.
I don't know when's her next fight.
She's going to have a fight in February, but she's fighting a girl she fought already. They're pals.
Round two.
And the thing is, she's going to beat her because the girl hasn't improved that much. The girl's a mauler. What's her name?
And what they need to do is stop that fight and give her a better fighter.
Yeah, there's a girl, Italian girl. I don't know if the Italian girl is. I got Napoli Don, right? She lives in New York, and she's Italian, and she's a pressure fighter and very beautiful. That would be Rocky against Apollo Creed. It would work.
That'd be HBO on demand. You gotta pay $40 just to watch it.
That and the style works, but the thing is, with the Napoli Don, she's opened up a gym. She has a kid, and she's not. I would keep on encouraging her. Why don't you fight Carissa Shields? Why doesn't Carissa Shields fight you?
Right.
Because a lot of times what happens is these girls get a certain reputation, and there's more money in for them than fighting. Because especially in boxing, they're very cruel in boxing. You lose a few fights, you're considered a has-been.
Mm.
You know, like Layla. I think Layla could give Carissa Shields a tough fight.
That's true.
But she is 48 years goddamn old.
Mm.
And that's going to, even if she trained every day and she says she trains, she loves to fight, she's sparring with her husband and all this stuff. The thing is, 48's 48. You lose your reflexes. And Carissa's fast. She's fast. She's speedy. And she does. And the thing is, she's developing a punch. Before she can punch, 20 fights, 2 knockouts.
Mm.
Now, part of that is that the women, what they do is they have the 2-minute rounds instead of the 3-minute rounds. And how you set up a knockout is that during the last minute.
Right.
And then they say, well, it's safety because the women can't take it. They can take it. Then some people say, oh, It's more exciting when two women are like rock'em sock'em robots,
Right.
but they don't become rounded fighters, and there's a lack of knockouts. So after a while, you're like, I just don't want to see two people hitting each other with all their might, not showing full skills. And that's not boxing. Boxing is 3 minute rounds.
Mm.
That's you gotta go
You know,
with the
but for
boy.
women, it's 2 rounds.
They're 2 rounds, and
So
it
that's around,
distorts
so
things.
it's different. You can't really put it.
Like say if we had a fight, and he wanted to fight him. He was like the Jake Paul of home attendance, and he says, "I want to hit you," and I go, "I'm gonna hit you," but I would last until 2 minutes. We still fight,
Right.
but the last minute, that's when you get the knockout,
Mm.
and you develop a defensive skills.
Right.
See, the other way, they used to have tough man competitions, and that was for 1 minute. And the tough men were good up to the point they fought people who wanted to fight 2 minutes.
Mm.
You see, because in 1 minute you only have 1 minute to set things up. And tough man was like everybody. I mean, I could become a tough man.
Oh.
I would go in there and I say, I'm a tough man. And they had athletes and they had bodybuilders and they had all kinds of people, but it wasn't the same. What was it? And I used to watch it. I still have the tapes. I'm telling you something. Carissa Shields got to get her act together because she's got to make $15 million.
Are you
With
on
the contract.
yourself?
I like Carissa Shields.
But you just want to fight a better fighter.
You know what I want her to do? Show she's fought all the top girls of her weight category, right?
So you want to go up?
I think she
up a
should
scale?
either. I think she has to either fight a guy, or I think
No, she could go up a scale.
no, she can't. The thing is, there's a certain point. There's nobody on the upper scale that she can fight.
It is?
No, 200 pounder. There's nothing. Peeps, they don't have that many quality female heavyweights.
Well, she needs to go to Europe, China, or something.
She goes everywhere. She fights a bunch
she
of
needs
Dutch
to find
girls.
somebody that's worth it.
No, but what she has to do is she has to. She doesn't even have to like fight the best in the world. I mean, she's
I want her
fighting
to
everybody
fight.
can,
I
but
want
she
to
has
fight the
to.
best of the best.
But she is fighting the
I
best.
don't want to fight a little tiny
No, it's
girl that she knows she could be.
But the thing is, it's a weak. There's nobody in her class that can match her skills.
Okay.
See, in other words, it's like she weighs. At the most she could cut weight is 250.
In New
Not
York,
150
in the
pounds.
United States.
No, she's going over the world. She fought this girl. I thought the girl was going to beat her. She had a jab. She had all this, and she fought the. This was a European from Germany, and then she fought a girl, Marshall, the English girl, right?
Mm.
And the Marshall had beaten her in the amateurs, the only fight she ever lost.
Mm.
And she beat Marshall. She outboxed her. Marshall had a big bug punch. Now the thing is, I don't. The thing is, if you become a boxer and you're a woman, and you have to represent that you can turn something violent into something noble. You don't get all scary and say you're going to cut people and have your entourage cripple old men. It's not nice.
Hi guys, why do you want to know about the pictures behind you?
Well, see, I'll tell you what. The picture behind. Oh, you want somebody's asking about the pictures?
Writing, yeah.
Okay, the picture. See that picture of Layla Ali? That's when I met Layla Ali about what had to be 30 years ago, and I had defended her on social media as a boxing writer, and I met her, and I basically was half a fan, half a writer. And she remembered me defending her that they were saying she was ducking Ann Wolf. And at that time I said, no, she's not ducking, she's got to get more experience. But one thing I'll tell you about Layla.
No, I'm not talking about that picture. I'm talking about that picture of you.
Oh, that's me young.
That's what you want to know.
What I want to see, my goal.
You want to know what was those pictures?
Oh, those pictures of me as a young actor.
Oh, so he was an actor.
Yeah, see, and the thing was, what happened was I was a young actor. He is fairly handsome, and I acted and I did improv comedy and I did stand up. I was skinny. I was
So we got
on
an actor and a comedian, guys.
right
That's why you see all those. What's it called? Follow headshots.
headshots.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
And see, the thing is, about 30, when I started really getting into the acting, right,
Yeah.
I came down with a form of schizophrenia.
Mm.
And that meant that I went crazy. But I was never violent. I was kind of eccentric and weird. But the problem here was this: with the anti schizophrenic drugs, they
Yeah.
put weight on you.
Mm.
You gain weight. And then I had to take care of my mom who had Alzheimer's.
Right.
So then I couldn't work out. And I worked out up to a point with even the schizophrenic doves. I went from 156 pounds to about 280.
Okay.
And then when my mom got sick and I had to take care of her, I couldn't go to the gym.
Ah.
And then my second love of life besides women was eating.
Mm.
So I ate a lot. And
All
I had
right.
drugs that made me fat.
So we gotta end the show today.
Well, and it's like, you know too much about me. Now
Uh,
you know my secrets.
we want to really thank Nostrovini
And I thank you.
for doing this live show.
See,
We
see,
want to
yeah,
we
well,
want to thank Jay for being the tech guy,
yeah, he's a tech guy.
and we want to thank our special host today,
Ryan, what's his name?
Riley
Riley.
Riley Tech Great 01 for
Oh,
watching our show and asking us great questions.
come anytime, Riley.
Coming time, and we more will come in. You can ask any questions. I don't mind coming his conversation to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to tell us? This
Well,
people?
I'll tell you.
It's gonna go live, so
Okay, we're gonna go live. Are we alive? Is somebody
then
seeing
it's gonna
us?
go on your YouTube.
On my
page,
YouTube?
So,
Yeah.
So you got anything to tell them?
See, what I believe is that the if you're crazy, it doesn't give you a license to hurt people.
That's true.
It doesn't give you a license. Then you're just a jerk who's crazy.
No,
And don't take the drugs.
no, not
Because even if you're a nice person, that could change your whole character.
That's true.
See, when you drink, it works at the character you got already, the inner demons, right?
Mm.
If your father's violent, you get violent. If your mother's, voodoo with the ladies, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you take drugs, even if your mother treats you, become a crazy person and you do all kinds of crazy things with the drugs.
Right.
And that's why people, and then you have people who are crazy to taking drugs and then they're violent. I have no tolerance for that.
No.
I could be that way. Think I'm that way? Look, I can hit him. Oh, punch. But I have no upper body strength. I have an option. I'm at the mercy of this man with the glasses.
So we want to say goodbye. We will come back.
Goodbye.
Come back soon, Riley. Thank you so much, and we would like to hear from you again.
You could tell me about Jake Paul. Inform me about him because I don't know that much about him.
I mean, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah. Logan.
Excuse me, the taller brother.
Right. Good night. Happy
Good
New
night.
Year.
Bye bye. Happy New Year. You think that turned out good?